Hey guys, this is Miriam, and this is my first ever video on organizing. So I thought that I'd give you an instructional video on one of my passions. This is a 2016 Mini Cooper Clubman, and it's my third Mini Cooper actually, but not the first one that I've ever car camped in. Growing up, I used to love pillow forts, so I decided when I grew up I was going to have my very own pillow fort in a car, and that's what I've done. Actually, I do a lot of camping, so this was going to be a quick trip. It was going to be a rainy weekend, so I decided I wanted to have an easy weekend, not a lot of stress, didn't want to have to set up a tent. So I said I'll just set up my car, roll on in, hop on in, and I'm done. So I thought I'd give you a tour of what I did, because it's really not that hard. Full disclosure though, I am 5'3" tall, so I have plenty of leg room. But it's not impossible for someone maybe 5'6", 5'7", even 5'8", to camp in a Mini Cooper. Most likely alone though. It might be tough with two people, but you never know. So, I'll give you the grand tour. This is me all laid out. Right now, this is the passenger seat. That's the driver's seat. Behind the driver's seat, in the gap between the rear passenger seat and the front driver's seat is a box, and I'll show that to you later, is a box where I keep all of my snacks. So I didn't want to be a part of the meal plan, so I decided I was going to have some snacks and some microwavable foods, and that's perfect for me. Then what you see here on this side is all storage. So I've got a car organizer, and inside is all of my bedding because I freeze. I have a blanket, another blanket, two hammocks in case it does get sunny out and I want to sleep outside, and another blanket that doubles as a pillow, so I freeze a lot. I also have a sleeping bag here. And then in this third pocket, and I'll show that to you later as well, is some of my camping supplies, bug spray, and some of my fire tools, because I spin fire. So I brought some of my fire tools, supplies, fuels, safety things, all that. And then right here, right by the door, is a Home Depot bucket. And that has more fire tools, fire supplies, that sort of thing. So I'm pretty much set for an awesome festival weekend. And then, of course, this side is my camping side. Now, just to give you an idea of what I've got here, here is an upholstery cushion that I got at a local fabric store, or actually I should say a fabric warehouse. It is covered with a knitted blanket that I knitted like 2 decades ago. Underneath it is an exercise mat, and underneath that is a moving blanket. So there's plenty of cushioning. I'm not uncomfortable at all. But the biggest challenge I had in trying to figure out how I was going to camp in my car was filling the gap between the driver or the passenger side front seat and this rear seat, this drop-down rear seat. And I found that the best solution is an old couch cushion that has, you might not be able to see it, but it's an old couch cushion that has a corner edge that went around the arm of the couch. And I can always post pictures of everything later. So this fabric, this upholstery cushion sort of rolls up around and creates a perfect pillow for me. I can even put it up if I wanted some more cushioning. But anyway, so that's that. I've also been able to fill in the gap between the rear passenger door and this sleeping area with this cute little pillow zipper case that has my clothes in it. So it helps keep anything from falling down through and into the recesses of the passenger seat where I'm probably never going to find it in this setup. So I got that. So that's pretty much it. And then of course here I have a bag, which is my more fire supplies. So here I have a bag that has all of my clothes. Now it's a weekend trip, so nothing big. And of course, if I ever really needed more space, it's just a quick crawl to the passenger side front seat to reach over and get any additional supplies, clothing, anything that I need to stash to get out of the way so I can sleep. I also found that, you guys are going to check out that in a minute. There we go. So I also found this interesting little contraption. It is a hook that goes on the back of your seat. And I found that this is great because I can put a bag with all of my supplies that I need. Some like a hairbrush, some aspirin, anything that I need to be able to reach in the middle of the night and I don't want to go fishing for it. I just kind of hook it up here. Ta-da! And I can get it easily. Here is a tent light, so I don't have to waste the car battery to have the overhead light. I have a cute little tent light. It also serves for my tent itself, so that's great if I want to read at night. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Like I said, I can pretty much lay out in my car, and that's great. So probably one of the questions you have is, but Miriam, your car is nothing but windows. You have absolutely no privacy. You're absolutely right. I'm at a pagan festival right now, so privacy is kind of relative. I, however, am a bit shy. So what I've done is I've actually found these black side shades. These are great for the rear windows to the doors. Now, anybody who knows 2016, actually, if anybody who knows a Mini Clubman, they have ambulance doors. So they open sideways rather than up like a hatchback. So there's two windows. These little sunshades are great. They're a little large for these windows, but they still serve a purpose. They are not necessarily 100% coverage, but they block out the sun, and they also give me the visibility that I need to know what's outside of me. Because if I'm going to be camping in my car, especially in a public place, I want to know what's outside my car before I actually leave the car. In this case, I'm in a very safe environment, so I'm probably not even going to use them. However, these, and I bought an extra set of them just in case, but these are great. They are completely blocking, sun blocking and vision blocking. You can see that. And these are great. They're huge, but they are great. They're great to put on the sides of the front two doors as well as the back two doors. It's a 4-door car. And covers completely the window as well as the doors themselves. So there's full coverage there. I don't generally need coverage on this window. I like to be able to see the sun. I can crack it open if I need some ventilation in the middle of the night. And it has its own shade to block out the sun and any sort of debris that might be flying in if I do decide to crack open that window. And that's pretty much it. So I have, like I said, I have some space here on the side where everything is organized. This car organizer keeps everything in its place, and I don't have, you know, stuff all over the place and sort of encroaching on my sleeping area. Other than the cute little pockets this car has everywhere, everything that I need is here. I mean, it's granted, it's a 2-night weekend event, but it's so comfortable, and I don't have to set up a tent. I don't have to get wet in the rain. I am going to take you now on a brief 360 tour of my area, my surroundings right now, so you can see all the cute little pockets and all the space that I have everywhere. So here we go. All right, so welcome to the rear windows. Down below the rear windows, you'll see are these two pockets here. So this one I have a bag with trash and chocolate wrapper. Yay, chocolate. So this one I have a bag with trash to make sure I keep all my moop off out of the environment. And then here I have another little storage. It's just an empty bag in case I need it. But I have a little storage pocket here. And then here on the side, I have another bag where I keep some of my supplies, things that I need to get my hands on very quickly. Up here is a ledge. This ledge is great because I can put my phone if I want to watch a movie at the middle of the night. I can put my keys so I don't lose track of it. Anything that I need to keep an eye on. It's got two little ledges right here, so that is perfect for me. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is the rear passenger side door. Again, those shades that I pointed out, which I have right there in the front. But those shades I can put here to block this view as well. But right now, I'm keeping it because I want to see some sunlight. This is the bag with my clothes. If I wanted to, though, the door has a cup holder and a pocket, so I can always put my things there as well. Of course, this is the front passenger side seat. I could always move it up more if I needed more legroom, but again, I'm 5'3". This is the couch cushion I was referring to, and this is what I meant when I said the couch cushion had this little sort of lip. So it's perfect to cradle that center shoulder console or elbow console in the front seat. Moving on, behind the driver's side seat, let's just move my paint can and my clothes. So behind the driver's side seat, there is that gap, of course, but that gap is what I use for storage. So I've got a little box where I can easily access any snacks that I need to get to, use my breakfast. And then I've got some more, pretty much fire supplies because everything I have is fire. So I've got some more fire tools, supplies, fuel, that sort of thing. I've got a pocket here if I needed the pocket for anything to keep track of. Again, you'll see that I have that sunshade in the front, blocking the front window. And it's nicely covered by this roll, so nothing falls down if it doesn't have to. And this little space right here, this gap right here, is where I keep my clothes, my suitcase with clothes. If I need to cover the windows to change at all, I use the sunshades. And then, so just to give you an idea, this is a car organizer. It's made for the trunk, but it separates everything into 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. And in these 3 sections, I have my bedding, my sleeping bag, in case it gets really, really cold, but it's actually quite warm outside, and then more fire supplies. And then lastly, is another gap, which I have with a bucket right now, because all of my fire supplies are in here. My shoes, of course, because it's wet, and I didn't want to track the wet into my sleeping area. But these are all my fire supplies, and so, but I can use this gap for whatever I want to do. More clothes, I can push everything down and have more space back here, back here, essentially. But I'm traveling with a lot of fire supplies. So anyway, so that is the grand tour of my 2016 Mini Cooper Clubman and how I organize it for camping. The gap was the biggest challenge. So if you have any suggestions, if you've gone car camping in a Mini Cooper or in any other vehicle and you've found a creative, inexpensive, low maintenance, non-permanent way of filling in that gap, please share down at the comments. So thank you and happy camping.